Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the Fibble puzzle. This is Wordle, but there's a liar in every row. So maybe the A is lying, but if it is, should it be yellow or green? Or maybe the W, A, K or E is the one that's lying instead. The only way to find out is to play. It's auto-populated that first guess, and I'm just gonna straight away just assume that the E is lying, just because it's more likely that we've guessed wrong letters than correct letters. And this way, I can just go for 5 new letters and see what we learn. Let's try 2 different vowels. How about point? Is my guessing on point today? Oh, I don't know if it's on point, because theoretically we could have 3 correct letters. But again, it's more likely that we've only got 1. So let's just get rid of the I. We'll keep the O and see what we learn, and we'll try 4 new letters alongside it. Are we going to strike a chord with this guess? Oh dear. I still don't know what's going on. Again, it's still most likely, I think, that the H is the one that's lying. But I don't know what we're going to guess otherwise. I mean, if the O isn't second or third, then we're probably going to need another vowel. And if my guesses are correct, then the only vowel we can use is a U. So even though this is probably not a very sensible thing to do, I'm going to try the J, and we're going to go for jumbo. Dear, I still don't know what's going on. I'm still not confident about any of my assumptions. It's still most likely that the B is the one that's lying. I suppose it could be the U that's lying. But if the U is lying, or the B is lying, I just don't know what we're going to do with these vowels. Maybe the O is lying here or here because it actually should be green. Maybe the I is lying here and the B is lying here, but the O is the one that's lying here because it actually should be green, because then we can have an H-O-U sequence along the middle. The only problem is it couldn't end in a T because the I is what we've assumed is lying here, so it can't be shout. I definitely feel like we need to get the S involved though. Maybe we don't need the S. Maybe it's G at the beginning. It could be ghoul. I think that is consistent with all of my guesses so far. Oh no, everything's gone grey. My assumptions are horribly wrong. Oh dear. Okay, so here we've guessed an O and a U. Here we've guessed an O and a U. They've both gone from yellow to grey. That means one of them's lying here and one of them's lying here. That means we definitely don't have an H. So that is definitely lying. That means we definitely do have an O, which means that one's lying, which means we definitely don't have a U, sorry, so that's lying. So we do have an O and a B. That is very interesting. I don't know if it helps, but we've definitely got a B and an O. We don't have a G, H, U or L. We don't have a J or an M or a C, R or D. Those are all certain. The only things that I'm still not sure about is what is the liar on those top 2 rows. It still could be the E and the I that I've been assuming the whole time. But it definitely doesn't have to be. If the I is lying, then we just need too many consonants in a row, I think. If the O is lying, does that help us? I mean, just look at these letters that we've got left. They're just so unlikely. What if we do have a T or an N or a P? If we've got an N, that means we have to use B, O, I and N. Bison would work, wouldn't it? There's a very decent chance that's the right answer, you know, because it is a way that the O could be telling the truth here, here and here. Because it basically has to be fourth at this point. Oh no. Okay, so the I and the N from this guess have changed colour. So again, one of them's lying here and one of them's lying here. So that means we've got a B and an S, but the B isn't the first letter. How can the B not be the first letter? It's just so often the first letter. It does also mean that, okay, if the I or N is lying here and the I or N is lying here, that means the O isn't lying in any of these places. So the O is definitely the first letter. How are we going to get the B and the S in? What word uses a B and an S? Even ignoring the I and the N. Obeys? I mean, they just don't tend to have plurals, and it can't be obeys because then there isn't a liar in the top row. They don't tend to have plurals or verb forms ending in S. What else could we do? If there's an I and an N, then it's an anagram of bison. That's just not going to work. So it has to be an N lying here and an I lying here. I think all of my assumptions now have to be correct, or all of my deductions about what the liar is, I should say. So it starts with an O. It's got to be in second, third, or fifth. It's not going to be fifth, is it? It's surely going to be second. The S is fourth or fifth. It's surely going to be last. But with the letters that I've got left, it's just so unlikely. If the A is lying, or this A is lying, then we have to use the E as well. And similarly, if the W is lying, we have to use the E, or if the K is lying. I just don't see how that's going to work. I don't see how this can work at all. It can't be obeys, because then there's just no liar in the top row. But I think the O definitely has to be first. I think that's what we've proved. The B doesn't have to be second, but I'm really struggling to work out what else it can be. Because it can't even be something like oxbow. That starts with an O and has got a B not in second. But that's clearly wrong. How confusing. There has to be a B. There just has to be. If... No, I can't have made any wrong assumptions, can I? I think the I and the N definitely have to be lying here and here. The H and the U have to be lying here and here. The O has to be lying here. The O just has to be the first letter. This might be my longest ever Fibble solve. I just hope I can actually solve it, because I'm struggling at the moment. I think I've ruled out every single possibility. There's something and an S. And neither of those letters is a vowel. Or it could end in an E. I suppose this could be lying just because it's a green instead of a yellow. But then it has to be an SE. Oh, it's obese. We have a duplicated E. Wow. Wow. I don't know what to say about that. We got there in the end. It's one of my worst attempts for a long, long time. But I have failed this game before, so I suppose the silver lining is we still succeeded. And the weird thing was, even after I correctly deduced about the O and the B, it still took me absolutely ages. I'm sure once I started saying things like obeys, plenty of people watching would have shouted out obese. So well done if you did, but extra well done if you solved it even before I started going down the obeys route. Not an easy one. I hope you enjoyed watching me struggle for a change. That is Fibble. Thank you for watching and bye for now.